Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Nathan from Rookbooks here, and this week I've got Ponyta.
We gotta rap some Pokemon.
You just do the singing. I'll take care of the hard part.
Let's get it on.
Let's start by saying that I absolutely love doing this piece. I really like drawing horses. I think they're deceptively complex. All of their muscles are on display, so they've got a really simple look to them. But in actuality, there's all these little tiny elements of sheen and nuanced shape across their whole structure. So I do really love drawing horses. And for this design, my process was fairly simple. I just blocked in some general shapes of what the character was going to be, the background, sketched in an outline, threw in some local color underneath, and just kept building on top. I tried to keep the number of layers to a minimum. I do like to paint on basically one layer as much as possible. I do tend to keep the character and the background separate, just so I can move the character around the background easier. For reference, I had about 50 different pictures of horses up on my other screen, and a whole lot of fire as well, and fire in different contexts as well. I really wanted to paint it in and render the fire quite detailed. It's obviously a very strong element of the Ponyta design, but in daylight, fire looks a little bit different, and it's kind of faded. So to have it quite vibrant gives it a magical quality that I think the design of the Pokemon really deserved. And then for the background, I had a bunch of pictures of my holiday in New Zealand and basically just kind of mashed together some elements of the New Zealand landscape that I liked and threw it in the back there. The lighting scenario was a little bit difficult to figure out here because obviously I've got the light of the sun, but then I've got the quite strong glow of the fire itself. So trying to figure out where the colors would mix was a bit of a challenge. And this is one of the big reasons I like keeping the character on a different layer than the background. Here I can just turn it off and really play around with what I wanted the background to look like. And then if I do end up painting something of interest in the background, I can move the character slightly to incorporate it or to emphasize something else that I want to pop out. Really enjoyed doing this background. I got kind of lost in there, and it's been so long since I've been on a holiday, so it was nice to remember the awesome times I had running around in New Zealand. I apologize about this moment right here because I did realize that I was not recording. I got up to get a cup of coffee and didn't hit record when I came back down, so there is a little bit of rendering that got missed on the fire and some of the foreground. But then I remembered and I got back into it. I knew I was going to be blurring out a little bit of the foreground and the grass, but I wanted to put enough detail in there so that when it was blurred, it looked real. That's it for this time, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.